Even this is Meghan Markle's fault. If you believe some UK tabloids, yes. James O'Brien exposes the absurdity of the UK press's obsession, so please subscribe to help us keep cutting through the noise.
Who do you think the Daily Mail have managed to imply is responsible for Justin Welby's situation? Is it A, John Smythe, the serial child sex abuser who Welby stands accused of not properly investigating? Is it B, Boris Johnson, who was Prime Minister during one of the more relevant periods of Welby's primacy? Or is it C, Meghan Markle? It's a bit of a rhetorical question, isn't it? But you probably think I'm joking. I'm not. How Justin Welby fell under Harry and Meghan's spell as Archbishop of Canterbury resigns over ignoring prolific sex abusers' crimes, how his friendship with the Sussexes raised questions about his judgment. So come here a minute. I told you years ago, right, that there was not a story in the universe that certain members of the media wouldn't try and blame on Meghan Markle. And you thought I was exaggerating. If you'd said to me that day, do you honestly think that if the Archbishop of Canterbury resigns over a child sex abuse scandal, they'll try and blame it on Meghan Markle? Do you know what I would have said? I'd have said, no, all right, maybe not every story. Maybe not every bad thing that happens in the UK could be turned into a story about Meghan Markle. And guess what? I'd have been wrong. Because here is a story about a child sex abuse scandal engulfing the Church of England and prompting the resignation of Justin Welby, the Archbishop of Canterbury, and the Mail have turned it into a story about Meghan Markle.
Today we're looking at a new low, a moment so cynical and dishonest, it's a case study in media manipulation. The story? A tragedy, institutional failure, and the resignation of the Church of England's most senior cleric. Yet, through wild journalistic gymnastics, blame lands on a woman living 5,000 miles away, Meghan Markle. This isn't just bad journalism, it's propaganda. The press weaponizes a famous name to distract from real public interest and institutional shame. We'll break down how the Daily Mail and others shifted the focus, and why. This is a masterclass in deflection, a powerful media apparatus shaping reality, no matter the human cost. Let's examine how this narrative was constructed and what it says about our media. The facts are clear. Archbishop Justin Welby resigned after a damning report on the Church of England's handling of abuse allegations against John Smith. The report exposed years of horrific abuse and a systemic cover-up. Senior leaders, including Welby, failed to act. His resignation was a direct consequence, an overdue admission of accountability. This is a story about child abuse, institutional rot, and survivors' long fight for justice. The focus should have been on the victims and the Church's failings. Responsible journalism would ask, what's being done to prevent this again? Who else was complicit? Instead, much of the British press ignored the substance and pivoted to a familiar target. The real villain, according to them, wasn't the abuser or the enablers. It was, somehow, Meghan Markle. How did a child abuse scandal become a story about Meghan Markle? The Daily Mail made a calculated choice. Their coverage sidelined the victims and systemic failures, making Meghan the central character in a drama she had no part in. The real culprits, the abuser, the church leaders, the system, were pushed aside. Instead of holding power to account, they attacked a familiar scapegoat. The Mail's headline focused on Welby's friendship with Harry and Meghan, not his failure to act. Suddenly, his association with the Sussexes was framed as evidence of poor judgment. Two unrelated facts, Welby's resignation and his friendship with Meghan, were smashed together to create a false association. The goal: reinforce the narrative that Meghan is a toxic influence. The real story of abuse became just another vehicle for attack. This isn't about informing, it's about influencing. The victim's pain was sidelined for a tabloid vendetta. The Daily Mail weaponized friendship. Welby officiated Harry and Meghan's wedding and spoke kindly of them. Normally a footnote, but tabloids reframed this as a character flaw, using it against both Welby and the Sussexes. The phrase clouded his judgment, created a false link between Welby's friendship and his handling of abuse allegations. It's nonsensical, but it plants doubt and shifts outrage from institutional failure to personal relationships. The real issue, child protection, was buried under gossip. This tactic distracts from the Church's failings and reinforces the narrative that Meghan is divisive. Every unrelated story is twisted to fit this template. Her friendship with Welby wasn't news, it was ammunition. The press seized the chance to land another blow. The real scandal was lost in the noise. I've long warned about the media's obsession with Meghan Markle, but even I thought some lines wouldn't be crossed. I believed a child abuse scandal would be treated with the seriousness it deserved. I was wrong. Seeing that headline was shocking, a confirmation that there is no line, no tragedy too sacred to exploit. Meghan had no involvement, no power here, yet she was dragged into the centre. This isn't journalism, it's bullying. It's a cowardly deflection from scrutinising powerful institutions. If a child abuse scandal can be twisted into an anti-Meghan headline, anything can. This is about manufacturing a narrative, not reporting news. The obsession overrides decency, accuracy, and respect for victims. This isn't accidental. It's a campaign. The transformation of a child abuse scandal into an anti-Meghan headline follows a pattern. Find a negative story, link it to Meghan, and elevate that link above the real issue. The goal is to permanently associate her with negativity through repetition. Every aspect of her life, fashion, charity, privacy has been weaponized. Now, even being friends with an archbishop is a scandal. The subject doesn't matter, the attack does. This isn't about informing the public, but controlling the narrative. It's about protecting the status quo and neutralizing a perceived threat. The smear campaign is the establishment's immune response. Truth is just collateral damage. Prince Harry has warned us for years about the toxic, dishonest British press. He said the relentless attacks and distortion of reality drove him and Meghan to leave royal life. Many dismissed his concerns, but this incident proves him right. The twisting of the Archbishop's resignation is Exhibit A. Harry warned of a campaign against Meghan. Here it is, exploiting a child abuse scandal. The press's response to his warnings? More attacks. But their actions have vindicated him. This isn't a free press holding power to account. It's a media cartel persecuting individuals. This headline encapsulates why Harry and Meghan left. The real danger of this journalism is what it distracts us from. While Meghan is targeted, the real culprits, the Church and complicit leaders, escape scrutiny. A centuries-old institution failed to protect children, but the conversation was diverted. The Church and government benefit from this distraction. Hard questions go unasked. This pattern repeats. When there's a crisis, the press creates a culture war distraction. Harry and Meghan are the scapegoats, absorbing public anger that should be directed at those in power. The real crime isn't just character assassination, it's the abdication of the media's responsibility. Instead of comforting the afflicted, the press comforts the powerful and afflicts a private citizen. The real criminals and broken systems are ignored because it's easier to blame Meghan. Let's call this what it is: intimidation, scapegoating, propaganda. The message is clear: associate with Harry and Meghan and you become a target. It's a warning to anyone who might support them: stay away or you'll be next. This tactic is designed to isolate and silence. The press's power to twist unrelated events into attacks is chilling. Ironically, their behaviour justifies Harry and Meghan's actions. They left not because they couldn't handle criticism, but to escape relentless intimidation. The problem isn't Harry and Meghan, it's a toxic media culture. Until the public demands better, this spectacle will continue. The real crisis is the sickness at the heart of the British press.